Hi, so my name is Gabby, and I have pmdd. I'm really feeling it today, and I just wanted to sit down with you and talk about it. This has been the last couple months, like me learning about what pmdd is, what it means for me and my life. I've struggled with my mental health for literally as long as I can remember, but it wasn't until lately that I've been able to see the sort of cyclical nature of it, where there's a couple weeks, a month, that I'm in a significantly worse state and my thoughts are much different than they are at my baseline. I mean, I've been in therapy for a long time. I've developed coping skills. I would like to think that I've made a lot of progress and really know who I am and even kind of love myself, but there's definitely this part of me that comes out that does not love myself, and really struggles. So we're going to talk about it. And first of all, let's do some education. Sorry, like my nose is running. I'm a mess today. Let's just get that out of the way. I come to you as a complete mess. My hair is probably like insane all over the place. I have the biggest bump on my head because I smacked my forehead into a cabinet 2 days ago in my bathroom. So that's fun. What else? Oh, I'm using these mics because I bought a new mic, but I couldn't find the adapter. So, we're making it work. That's all good. I have lots of hormonal acne right now, breaking out like crazy. Yeah, I think that's about it. I mean, I'm sure there's more, but yeah, that's what we're going to rant about so far. You know what? We're here. That's all that matters. So PMDD is premenstrual dysphoric disorder. And basically, it's during your luteal phase, which is before you start bleeding. And lots of people with PMDD are going to experience suicidal ideation, depression, anxiety, really intense mental health symptoms, as well as bloating, acne, chronic pain, a variety of different things. And, it's kind of like people describe it as like a very severe form of PMS, which I guess that's it's a good way of looking at it just to kind of understand what it is. But as long as you know it's way more than that, it's horrible. It's really hard to live with. And I think the best way I can share what PMDD is just by telling you my experience. And for me, it's like a switch that goes on and off. That's how I've described it to my friends, to my family, that it's like a switch. That I can feel it turn on, I can feel it turn off. And when it does, my thoughts get so dark. I have this repeating thing in my head of I am hideous, I am lazy, I am worthless, nobody loves me, nobody understands me, nobody's here for me, and because of that, I should just die. I wish I was dead. Which, that's not me. That's not how I feel. That's not how I look at my life. I do very much question my worth, and I deal with anxiety and insecurities every day to some degree, but this just comes from such a dark, uncontrollable, angry place. That's the other thing. I get really angry. Like, I get mean to the people that I love, to myself, to just my life. Like, I look around and I'm just so miserable and unhappy with my life, and that's not me. Last night I literally had a dream that I was in New York City, and you know those people that like take your picture and then like ask you for money? I had a dream that I was screaming at one of those people. I'm like, why am I even so fucking angry while I'm sleeping? Like, what is wrong with me? It makes me feel like I don't know who I am. Like, it's like this alter ego comes out, and I can't control her. I can't get her to stop. I can't calm her down. So it's just like, is this who I really am? Am I mean and crazy? And I don't know, I just like gaslight myself into thinking that I'm not me. Yeah. So that's my experience with PMDD. And I noticed that it comes on, like, there is that very dramatic switch in terms of my thoughts, but I noticed that it comes on gradually in regards to my anxiety. Like, I journal every single morning, and the last couple of mornings, I was reading back, and it's like, I want to do this and this and this and this and this today, and like, I need to find a job. I need to submit like at least 10 job applications, and I need to research different cities I can live in. I need to like make a budget. I need to go run like 5 miles this morning. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to clean my room. I need to dust my desk. It's like a list of all of these different things that feel so urgent, and like, if I don't get them done, there's something wrong with me. And because it is kind of impossible to do a million things in one day, I don't get them done, and then the next day of my journal is me like crashing out and calling myself lazy and worthless, and then it spirals back, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna get back on track, and today I'm gonna do this and this and this. Like, it's such this like this urgency. Like I said, it's just like, you need to do these things right now, and it's exhausting. And then it kind of hits this point of feeling like completely overwhelmed and exhausted, and that's when the switch goes off. And that's when it all comes down to, like, I was coming up on a PMDD episode. So I've been able to recognize those patterns now that I've been aware of it for a couple of months, but it definitely doesn't make it easier. I will say that journaling every day has helped me just to understand the patterns even more, to look back and actually see them. And then once I like actually get my period, suddenly I'm fine. I feel great. All the symptoms just like go away, and everything just feels lighter. I guess that's the best way, like, to visualize it for you, is like, normally, even if I'm having like extreme versions of thoughts that are already there, like, it just feels so much heavier during a PMDD episode, and like, I can't get out of it. I can't find any groundedness in it. It's just like every coping mechanism that I've come up with, every way that I've found peace before, like, just does not work. Nothing works for me. And then when I'm out of an episode, then I'm able to find that groundedness and like center myself again. But it makes me like feel hopeless. Just like these things. Oh, my bag just fell down. If you heard that. It just makes me feel like these things are going to control me. Like these fears that I have, these insecurities, these daily just like stupid stressors, like it feels like they control me. And they keep me from being who I really want to be and doing what I really want to do. And yeah, it's hard. So today I decided to make this video because I just wanted to talk. I wanted to talk it out. I wanted to share it with you. And if any of you are going through something similar or do have PMDD and go through this at some point during the month, I just want you to know you're not alone. Like, we're in this together, and it really does suck, but we are here to talk about it, to be open and honest, because if I've learned anything about mental health, it is that that's the best thing you can do for yourself, is to just be open about it, to talk about it, whether that's with yourself, with your loved ones, your support system, with a therapist, just not being afraid of that part of yourself and giving yourself grace, in the sense like you're going through something, but that does not define you, and you can talk about it, you can be open about it. Yeah, so that is why I'm here today. Coffee break. That's how I'm helping myself today, is making this video, because I am a very creative person. I love being creative. I love sharing my life and my story, and PMDD tries to tell me that my story is worthless, that nobody cares about me, nobody wants to hear about me. So this is my fuck you to PMDD by making this, and I'm making it for me. You know, maybe people will watch it, maybe they won't, but this is for me. So, hi Gabby. I've had a ton of women recommend like Zyrtec or allergy medicine as a way to help with PMDD, which I have tried, and I don't know if it's like a placebo effect, but I really have noticed that it does help. I'm going to take some of that today. So there's that. I don't know if there's like a ton of research behind it, but I mean, it does work for people, so that's something. I think just like slowing down, you know, PMDD, like I've said, makes you question yourself, like takes you out of yourself, which for me has encouraged me to like return to myself, to slow down, to take moments to be like, you know what, maybe today I can't accomplish everything on my to-do list. I'm going to take a slow couple minutes and sit in bed with my heating pad and a cup of coffee and just like exist. Maybe I'm going to watch Netflix for a couple hours, you know, true crime. That I kind of cycle sync my personality. So like I use this as my time of the month to be like really emo and wear all black and watch horror movies and write poetry and, you know, bring out that side of myself, listen to My Chemical Romance. So yeah, that's something I do, but you know, it's like a calling back to yourself, to slow down, to be present almost, which is contradictory because it's like it takes you out of the moment, but it also forces you to be more cognizant of if you're in the moment. So that's been the most helpful thing for me, is just like stopping, resting, and letting myself just be a human being, and exist. And then what else helps me is just like having a routine, kind of like a baseline routine. Like I'm going to do these things no matter how I'm feeling, because I know that they will make me feel good. So I'm making this really basic because I'm a perfectionist. I'm an overachiever. I like to make things way more complicated than they need to be. But just like making it super baseline. Like every morning I write in my journal. 5 times a week I run. And I know that sounds like a lot, but for me, like, that's just what works. It doesn't have to be a super long run, even if I go out and run for 10 minutes. Like, I just know that doing that at least 5 times a week really helps me, helps my body, helps my chronic pain, just makes me feel good and strong and healthy. So that's what I do. And then drinking water, like just really baseline things like that I'm like, I'm gonna do this consistently no matter how I'm feeling. Just it makes it feel easier to just be like, okay, I'm gonna do these things during my episodes or every other day of the month, and I'm gonna be okay. There are days during my episodes where I'm like, I cannot run today, I can't do it, and maybe I'll get dressed and go out for a run, and 2 minutes into it I'm like, I can't do it, then I walk. It's okay. Just having, I'm somebody, like, I like to have lists. I like to know what I'm doing. I like to have something telling me what to do every day. So just to have sort of an outline of like, these are the things that I know are going to help me feel good and accomplished, and then doing my best to do those every day. Sort of like my non-negotiables is what helps me, because especially like in the mental health and self-care space, there's so much advice out there. And this is a time of the month for me where I'm like, I'm so susceptible to all of it. Like if I'm on TikTok and they're like, okay, this will clear your skin, this will help you lose 5 pounds, this will do like all of it, I'm like, okay, well, I need to do that then. I need to do that. I need to buy that. I need to spend all my money. I need to get this new outfit because that will make me feel confident. That will make me feel good about myself. I'm just so susceptible to all of that advice, and I try to incorporate all of it into my life and make this really complicated routine, and that's just not what it's about. It's not what's going to help me. So really simplifying that and sticking to the basics has been very helpful to me. The next thing I want to talk about is being alone. I used to love being alone. I used to really enjoy my alone time, and now I don't. I'm getting back to it, but I really have a hard time being alone. It makes me anxious. It makes me overthink. It makes me get into my head and just feel weighed down by all of the thoughts that I'm suddenly very aware of. But PMDD has challenged me to be alone, because my instinct when I'm in an episode is, you know what, I'm going to call up my boyfriend, or I'm going to send a million texts to my friend, or I'm going to go online and scroll, and like it's all about like going to outside sources, and usually it leads to me feeling worse. It makes me more anxious. It makes me kind of look at myself from an outside perspective, and I'm like being super whiny and needy, and it makes me it makes me feel even crazier than I already feel. And you know what, it's okay. Like, I try to give myself some grace, but also I'm trying to learn to be aware of it when I feel it coming and fight the instinct. Like, if I pick up my phone to call somebody, I'm gonna be like, you know what? No, I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to put my phone in another room. I'm going to turn on TV, and I'm just going to lay here. It makes me, like, it makes me feel unlovable, so I almost am, like, searching for validation that is not true. Most of the times I'm in an episode, I, like, convince myself that my boyfriend is cheating on me, or all of my friends are, like, lying to me and they don't actually like me, they just are being nice and they pity me. It's horrible thoughts, and I get them so wound up into my being that I'm like, I accept them as truths, and then get super anxious and look for validation that they are not true, and it doesn't help. It doesn't make anything better. It just makes me more anxious, because you know, I could call up my boyfriend looking for validation, but I'm not going to believe anything he says. And I'm probably going to be mean, and I'm going to be messy and say the wrong thing. And that's not what I want to do. So I'm trying to train my brain, my thoughts to slow down in those moments, to let myself be alone. I've talked about that, like PMDD being a calling back to yourself. Like, I try to use it as that, to turn to myself, to see that I'm enough exactly as I am. I don't need validation from other people. Of course, it's good to have support of other people, and, you know, if you are able to go out with a friend or like do something that it helps you connect to other people, gets you out of your space, please do that. I think I'm picturing more for me, like, I kind of like cause fights. Like, I start fights or just get really angry because I'm like, I need some sort of, like, I don't even know what it is. I don't know. But I think I've heard other people talk about this. You like start fights almost, or just communicate in a way that is not true to how you really act and communicate. So I try to stop myself before that happens and just take a breather, again, put my phone in another room on another floor and slow down. Whether I'm writing, watching TV, taking a nap, or like going out for a walk with no music, just being by myself. It is very uncomfortable at times, but I try to learn how to be okay with it. Just sit in the discomfort and just get through it, and over time it gets easier. Yeah. I love how that turned into like an advice session when I should not be giving advice right now. But yeah, again, to anyone who may be going through this, I hear you, I see you, I feel you. We're in this together, and we're gonna be okay. We may not feel like it right now, but we will be. It's all rainy outside, so I'm just gonna like stare out the window and drink the rest of my coffee. Actually, I'm gonna go make more coffee because this one's cold, so I'm gonna get some hot coffee and then stare out my window. And yeah, that's my day. Thank you all for watching, for putting up with my chaos this morning. My name is Gabby. See you next time.